morning. Hi. It is morning. I'm ready to start the day. But before I start today, I want to go back and talk about day 2 of the Sierra Nevada 2023 yarn crawl. It was fun going back yesterday and thinking about all the fun adventures that I had had on day 1. That was fun. Got to redo it. Let's see. On day 2, we woke up at the Nugget in Sparks, Nevada. Very one of the older casinos. And we knew we needed coffee. We needed good, strong coffee. For day 2, we only had 2 yarn shops that we wanted to visit on our passport. We were visiting Yarn Refuge and Jimmy Bean Wools. That one I was very excited about. But first we needed coffee. So we found a little coffee shop that was close to Yarn Refuge. It was called Comics and Coffee. It was a warehouse style space where they had coffee and pastries. The fun part was that it was set up with lots of tables for different sorts of card games. And they had lots and lots of comic books and anime and fun memorabilia posted everywhere. Their floor was black and white and it looked like hand-drawn. I'm sorry, I'm not well versed in the comics world, but I can appreciate good art. The floor was hand-drawn and then they had like a lacquer over it. And they had like coffee tables with different, like one was like Pokemon cards and then lacquered over. And one was like, Magic the Gathering, and then over like a whole table, and then they like poured like a resin over it. And then there was tons of bookshelves, there was TVs everywhere, and they had some like loungy furniture, like overstuffed chairs and couches. And then they had like long rows of tables for people to come together in the evenings or mornings and play games. So we were there on a Friday morning. There were a lot of people there. Then they had like this bar area where people were collecting and trading coins of some kind. I'm not sure. Very high energy, very exciting, very fun. I did sit on one of the couches and use a Nintendo, and I played Mario. Well, I didn't play. Like, I started over here and like I ran across the screen, and then there was like a gap and like a desirable coin over there. So I like ran as fast as I could, and then I like jumped down into the ravine. I did it like 4 or 5 times, and that was the end. So then I started messing around with the buttons, and I jumped over it, and then eventually I could jump up and grab it. And then my coffee was over. I'm not a video game kid. When I was little, I think we had an Atari, but I was an outside kid. I didn't spend much time in the house in front of the TV, so I don't have those skills. Delicious coffee, nice, strong. I asked the young lady for the largest coffee they have, and she gave me like a huge, I don't even know how many ounces. It was delicious to the last drop. So we sat there for a little while, did some crocheting, knitting. It was definitely an environment where everyone was welcome, everyone was allowed, whatever your thing, whatever you enjoy. Come on, have a seat. We got a seat and we got some coffee. Love those places. Everyone's welcome. So that was kind of a relaxing morning, and then we waited around for Yarn Refuge to open. And they opened. It was a beautiful little shop. They greet us with huge smiles. So we got our passport stamps, and then we got a raffle ticket So every shop we went into for the weekend had a surprise raffle. They were raffling away a $25 gas card, one a day. And so we filled out that raffle ticket. And then they told us that if we made a purchase in the very back room, a smaller storage room, and then they had like a lending library inside, that that they would give us another raffle ticket. And in the room, there was a table. On the table were there was a lot, maybe 10, just a wild guess. I'm not sure. Baskets full of kits, a pattern, some yarn, and a notion, all in varying colors, crochet, knit, just anything you'd like. And there were little jars, and you could put your raffle tickets in the jar. And then, of course, they had their trunk show in the front with the 2023 crawl pattern, and then they had their shop pattern. And then tons of variety of yarn. That shop had everything from your very, very basic kitchen cotton to your very nice, luxurious, beautiful. And then they also had a little sales bookcase with a few different, and they had some nice sale items on there too for excellent prices. They had a lending library. The books were not little free library, take one, leave one style. They actually had cards in them, library cards, where locals could check out the book, enjoy, use whatever they want, and then bring it back. I chose to hold on to my books. I love the idea, but I wanted these books to go home with people and then trade it around. However, books are not meant to be hoarded. I believe they're meant to float around and enter the lives of people at the right time, perfect timing, whenever they choose. So it's going to hold on to them, also with the intentions that I had the Tahoe Library in mind, which I'll talk about tomorrow, and their setup. So we went to Yarn Refuge. Unfortunately, that is the only shop I did not get a picture in front of. I was overwhelmed. I was excited. I was pumped full of that good coffee, and I was ready to shop. What did I find? Okay, let's see. So we got our stamps. We got our stitch markers. Oh, that's so blurry. It just says their name. A little yarn ball over the mountains. And they had some beautiful pens. Oh, this is a nice one. I know a few people that love the turquoise. And they got like one of those stylus writing on the tablet screen into it. Nice pen. I will refill that ink in that pen over and over again. Everyone knows my obsession with Noro. I bought some and it wasn't on sale. I just bought some because it was glorious. It is dark. I think Goth Rainbow is used quite a bit. It's got orange, yellow, blue, pink, purple. And they had a beautiful cowl pattern next to it, showing off all the specs. They only had one. They wanted to come home with me. So which Noro is this? This is blah, blah, blah. Silk Garden Sock Solo. I am not going to make a sock out of it. I would not put this on my feet. I bought this because Noro is the one yarn that I have always, always, always wanted to work with. And it was beautiful. And I was thrilled over the moon. Still am. Lovely, lovely. I'm going to make a shelf in my craft corner, one of the corners of the house, and put it on display with a glass dome over it. Noro. I found that. And then in a small corner, having driven through all the trees and the mountains and the fresh air, I found this. Oh, I know. It's Barocco. Light Lux. No, Fly. Not today. Go find someone else to hang out with. So this little ball of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I couldn't walk away from it. It's beautiful. There's a lot of yardage. It's 350 yards. It is about a DK sock, somewhere in the middle. I did spend the rest of the trip looking for a twin. Could not find a twin. I will find something for this. It's got some bright blues in there, some turquoises, some greens. It reminds me of trees and water, and this represents the crawl, the Sierra Nevada 2023 crawl. This is it. It's shiny, it's pretty, it's fuzzy, it's soft. And you know what I noticed about these shops? They all have a slight smell of cedar. And I did notice that there's little cedar sachets around the yarn shops. And I know that moths don't care for, pests don't care for cedar. This is Sierra Nevada 2023 yarn crawl for me. I'm sure everyone has their own takeaway on how they feel about their trip. I'll make something very special for that. And then, and then on our maps, we were very close to Jimmy Beam's Wool, International Shipping Warehouse. I've been told they have a very small storefront, and then the rest is their warehouse section that you are welcome to come in and shop, and then they go in the back and get the items for you. They have a few different rooms. They have a classroom, a meeting room, and some show-off rooms. For every single yarn they had on display in that area, they had full-blown pattern, like samples of patterns, and linked the patterns. I took a lot of pictures. I even I got a little video clip of the warehouse, the behind the scenes where they're packing our goodness at. So I'll definitely add that to the end of this video, and my pictures. I expected to have a lot more personal interactions with the smaller shops. I expected Jimmy Beam Wools to be a warehouse, very, like pack that order, get it done. What are you looking for kind of thing. I have never experienced this level of customer service. It was amazing. I met Sam and Sonia. Sam assembles full staff. There were people everywhere, and they weren't asking, what do you need? They were saying, hi, how was your day? What's going on? What do what'd you do this morning? Is this your first stop? Is this your last stop? It's friendly, nice, wonderful bunch of people. At one point on Instagram or YouTube, I saw a little sampling of the yarn crawl, and someone was showing off these Delaque pattern holders. It's a waxed canvas with a clear front, and you put your patterns that you're working on in it so they don't get all wrinkled up and destroyed as you're, traveling with your projects. I fell in love. I wanted one so bad. They came in all the beautiful Delaque colors, and I wasn't picky about color. I never am. And so I'd asked the smaller shops previously when I saw they had Delaque makes a lot of backpacks, travel bags, high quality sewn sturdy bags, and they kept saying, well, when you go to Jimmy Beam Wools, they've purchased Delaque company, or they work with Delaque company, that they would have the bulk of samplings. So when I got there, I kept looking around for it. I found their Delaque section, couldn't find the pattern sleeve, the pattern protector. And so I came to a woman named Sam, and she's a huge smile, super nice. And she said that she puts together the subscription kits there at Jimmy Beam Wools. And she said a while ago, she put a subscription kit together for, I believe it was a cowl. And she said that was the notion that was offered in the kit. Well, now I'm hooked. I mean, I want a subscription like that with such an amazing notion extra to go with it. So, of course, when I went back to the hotel room, I looked into that. But Sonia said that they are discontinued. She said she bought them all from all the retailers, thinking that she would need that many for the subscriptions. But she still had a few. I think she had two. She said she had two colors, and they were in a storeroom. So she took me through this maze of a warehouse and we found this storeroom. And then she called over her sidekick, Sonia. And Sonia knew in this huge building exactly what box and where they were. How organized. It was fabulous. It was fun. It was a treasure hunt, totally. And they had great personalities. I wasn't bothering them at all. This was fun for them. They had two. I know. So this is the, I believe it was called Blue Black or Black Blue, and then this is the black one. I have some more vinyl stickers that say Hooked on Wishing Crochet. I need to look into the waxed canvasy part to see if it's porous enough or if it'll work. It's got a little snap. And then inside here, you put your pattern. And this was the, oh, that's for the sticker. I'm going to take a little rubbing alcohol Goo Gone and get that off of there. There's this beautiful lotus line pattern sleeve. Now, when I've seen these, because I did look into the retail value was $35. I know, but I was gonna do it. It was Jimmy Bean Wools. Like, this was my souvenir. This was my glory. So because they're discontinued and they're no longer in the system and they're not really being sold much, Sam said $5 each. I really, really wanted them. And I couldn't decide what color. The vinyl stickers that my dear friend Leona made for me, some are vinyl and then some are like the iron-on ones. I'm not sure which style to use. I have to ask her advice. But Hooked on Wishing Crochet. Yes. And she even sent me one that's glittery. Oh. Custom pattern holder. I was so excited. So we walked in, there's a storefront, there's all these samples going on. Sam and Sonia totally helped me out with that. And so then I thought, I'm not here to buy yarn, but I'm in Jimmy Bean Wools and they have boxes upon boxes, rows of boxes of Malabrigo yarn, Rios yarn, all the glorious yarns. 3 for $30. This is sock weight. I got these two to go together because I wasn't there for yarn. I wasn't there for yarn. There was singles. So there were boxes of just single colors. They had worsted weight. They had tons for different price ranges. They had packs of worsted neutral colors with like a little thing glittery running through them. And they were, well, probably about the same amount of yardage. Oh no, this is fingering. That was worsted. Huge packs of them for like $50, but the yardage in them was like more than sweater quantity. It was incredible. So I got the 3. I got this one to make some socks. These are all caked up, but that is a story for tomorrow. So I got this caked up at another shop later, but these are my 3 hanks from Jimmy Bean Wools. Oh, and I forgot. When we got our stamp, when we walked in the door, here is our Jimmy Bean Wools. Jimmy Bean Wools. You know what? You can't even see those. But you can see the yarn moon sun over the mountains. So there's that one. And then they have a line of products called Yarn Babe. So they have a color and then a different colored little girl and a different colored hair for each one. So how'd I match my girl? She's got a messy, sloppy bun. She's got sunglasses and a scarf. That is super blurry. I'm sorry. So they had cups and then they had product line in the green brown bun. Look, Yarn Babe. They had that. Oh, and then as you were shopping, there were some bags that you could use. I know. Look at that. That's incredible. It's like a bubble. They had these bags to put your items in as you were shopping, and then you could carry a few. And at the end, they asked if we wanted to purchase the bag. I did want the bag. Hooked on Wishing Crochet. I can vinyl on vinyl, right? We'll see. I'm definitely going to be on that. Pattern, bag, yarny goodness, excellent customer service. When I was in there, I took tons of pictures. fast forward to a quick little snippet from on the way home. I was sharing with my sister-in-law a pattern that I found that looked like a Monet painting. It had blues and greens rippling in different ways around these little pink and green puffs or blurps. And it looked like lilies in water. And then they had another one that was slightly like blues and turquoises, and then like green puffs, I think, or the other way. One was yellows, like Starry Night. It was blue, and then the puffs were yellow. The other ones were turquoise and greens, and the puffs were pink and green lily pads. Beautiful pattern. And I just kept thinking about the yarn at Jimmy Bean Wools and the pattern that I saw, and it was beautiful. It was knit. I'd struggled through it to get to it. My sister-in-law said that she was just going to call and tell him we had this picture and try and describe where it was, what room it was in. It was in the meeting room on the left wall by the door. We were just going to describe it to him. Whoever the customer service person was that answered the phone at Jimmy Bean Wools on Sunday told us to just text her the picture to the phone number. And so we did, and she got right back to us with the pattern and the name of the yarn and everything. It was marvelous. It's a Ravelry pattern, and I can order the yarn online with their crawl sales price. Incredible customer service. It was so personal. It was if we visited a friend's house and they happened to have like this garage full of yarn. No, it was much bigger than that. I'll attach a picture. Rows and rows. Oh, so we were allowed to go back in the warehouse, and they said, if you see anything wander down the halls, check out what we do. When you order from Jimmy Bean's, you could have your hank caked up. They have like this whole area set up with like, with all the wine, my words are escaping me, with the, oh goodness, I'm sure you remember the word and you're trying to tell me. When you take the hank and you put it on the, like an umbrella, the Swift. You take the hank, you put it on the Swift. Then they have this little digital counter, and it's winding it up into the cake. So your order's done, and they have a whole bunch of them all set up. It was incredible. The whole design of the warehouse was amazing, and the people were great. So when we left Jimmy Bean Wools, we were hungry. So we went close by. It was in an industrial park area, and we had some sushi. And then we went to downtown Reno for some thrifting. I'll attach a picture at the end of my kitchen. I love copper colored jello molds, from the light pink modern to the dark, thick, rusty colored copper. I love them. I don't just collect anyone. I collect the ones from the sea because my boys are fishermen. So I collect the shrimp, the fish, the lobsters. They are my lobster. And so we went to a thrift store, and I found two for amazing prices. So the first one I don't have. I don't have it in the small. I don't have it at all, but I've eyeballed it. Look at that. Oh, it's so shiny. No markings, but it's not dented. Incredible. I've already had it hanging on the wall. I hung it up as soon as I got home. And then I kind of added something, but I'm not going to put it, so between my kitchen and my dining room, I have like a little bit of a wall towards the ceiling, and so it displays all my jello molds. So this one's going to be off to the side on the cupboard. This one's going to be off to the side on the cupboard. There's my chicken. That's my Bonnie. My buddy Bonnie. Oh. So she's going to be off to the side. I have a colander with, it's more of an aluminum, and it's star punched, hanging on the side of the cupboard. So this will go down there because it doesn't really belong with the theme of the fishes, but it's a jello mold, and I couldn't leave it. The prices were incredible. So then I was wandering around, and I would like to revisit a friend from yesterday. Come here, sweetie pie. My lamp, my as-is lamp that I could not find anything wrong with. Trying to make today's video a little shorter than yesterday. Yesterday's video took like 4 hours to upload. We'll make this a little quicker. We're at like 25 minutes. I'm trying. So she said it had a vintage pumpkin on it. She didn't say glass. She didn't say plastic when I bought this. So not sure exactly. I looked up some pictures and I did see that this was styled off of a blow mold, like the big plastic ones you put in the front of your house. And it's the same face, same design. My intention was to go to the $1.25 store and get those little pumpkin buckets that they have that are this size and take like a hot X-Acto knife and cut and put a little ink here or trace this or figure out what size to put on there. But this one's vintage. It has the perfect green top like in the pictures I've seen, and it has the vintage face on it. Modern pumpkins don't have the vintage face. So I'm going to put this over his little bulb and we will have as is complete Halloween lamp. I've got to protect this in the off season somehow. This is incredible. This is how you know you're an adult. You can have fragile things and then worry about protecting them. So I'm gonna put my little lamp out soon. I'll work on that tonight. What else? So we did sushi, we did thrifting, I did the molds. Oh, so then we found a huge, I don't want to say Victorian style house, a huge house built in 1807 in downtown Reno, and it is Sunshine Bookstore. And it is glorious. Walking up to it, you walk through these gardens. I've never been to New Orleans, but I imagine this is what those beautiful houses look like in all the Anne Rice books and all the movies and everything else. You walk inside and the floorboards creak and they have a long sweeping stairway up. And we looked at all different kinds of books and magazines and a lot of handmade cards. I picked quite a few up to send to Happy Meals for friends and winners. Last week there was a hidden giveaway. You might want to go back and take a look and see if you would like me to send you some Happy Mail. You can enter to win. So we did Sunshine Books, but when we walked in, the guy said we close in 15 minutes. No. So we promised to come back the next day. Bye. Have a good day. It's still early morning. People are leaving the house for their adventures for the day. So then we got back to the hotel. We got in the hot tub and relaxed for a few hours. Went back to the room and eyeballed all of our treasures for the day. Then we did a late night walk through the casino because we're in Reno. We didn't really have a whole lot of money that we wanted to part with. I don't like gambling with my yarn monies. Didn't gamble. I didn't see any machines calling to me to double my yarn money. And so then we went to a little restaurant inside the casino. We had a grilled cheese sandwich. It was delicious. And some onion rings, nice crunchy onion rings. And then we called it a night. That was day 2. I'll do my best to attach some pictures and the Jimmy Bean Wools video at the end. Thank you. 29 minutes. We did great. Bye. Have a good day.